Welcome in, button mashers, to our new start time, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. How are you all? It is, of course, NatesLegend here, joined by Jay and Doodles. Scott, how are you guys doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you guys doing? It's great to see you, and it's brighter on everyone's screen, so this is nicer. I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm doing okay, guys.
My light on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay, you're so we moved today's episode. Not even today. This is going to be our new start time. We want to make sure that everybody here at least gets to join us. Jay, you just started a new job. We're having you work a little bit later. How are you liking it?
I'm completely exhausted. I'm completely exhausted. I think I got to work this morning until 5:30 ish this morning.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the time and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be late for button mashing.
It happened. You made it on time. That's all we can ask for, and we appreciate having you here. Doodles said you were tired as well. You had a busy week this week as well, right?
Yeah, new job, older body. It's fun. It's, you know what? It's a good gig and I like it. And I'm enjoying my time. And yeah, long week, very long week. It was cool though.
I get that. This is it's been a week for me as well. I mean, it's I won't get too much into things, but we're all exhausted this week. So hopefully we'll make this a fun, energetic episode for you. I think it's gonna be good. Make sure to comment.
Oh, it will be.
Oh, of course. It always is. It always is with you guys. Always. And if any of you guys watching want to join in the conversation, we love to have you. Please leave a comment. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. But we absolutely want to get your opinions on things. In fact, we'll go ahead and jump right into it here. I have a think about it question. Please, again, by all means, if you want to answer the question here with us, please go ahead. We'll see if we can get some people thrown up as well. But for now, I asked you guys this earlier. Hopefully you had some time to think about it. You live in a post-apocalyptic world. You get one video game character to accompany you and help protect you. Who do you choose and why? Jay, go first.
Kratos.
Oh, straight with the big gun.
Yes, Kratos.
Big guns.
He has experience with the dead, and he knows how to keep them back, and he kind of knows how to brutally kill them. So, Kratos.
Yeah. Kratos.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, fantastic answer. I didn't expect something that good right off the bat. All right, Doodles, how are you gonna live up to that? Who do you choose?
I can't follow it, so I'm gonna go for comedic effect here. I'm gonna bring Trevor Phillips from GTA, and he's gonna be my wingman, and we're gonna figure this out.
Trouble.
I would have at least said Michael. Jeez.
No. I'm bringing Trevor Phillips. I want it to be chaos, crazy.
Speaking of, I saw you playing that this week. How did it feel to jump back into it?
It's been a minute. And I jumped back into Red Dead, and then after playing Red Dead and playing GTA, I just haven't shown enough respect to the GTA series. I need to play it more. It's a good game. I just get stomped on.
We're at GTA 5 still. How many generations of consoles has that actually been through at this point in time? It came out on what, the 360?
PlayStation originally. It came out on PlayStation.
Well, I'm talking GTA 5 specific.
GTA 5 didn't it start on PS4?
It started on PS4. No, PS3. Both of them were on Xbox 360 and PS3. And then came into the newer generations.
Okay, let's pull this up here. It originally did release for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 as well. Was it exclusive?
No, it's a Rockstar title. It was not exclusive.
Well, more referring to, was it released exclusively on the PS3 and Xbox 360 first versus the Xbox
yes,
One?
that was it literally did that before PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out.
It's been around for a hot minute, so
there have been a lot of rumors swirling around GTA 6. Everyone's wondering when we're going to get GTA 6. A lot of people have made fan art thinking that it's going to come out in
Yep.
Vice City again or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but
Nah, they're not going to do anything until the GTA 5 cash cow has been pledged, right?
I'm just waiting until they release GTA 38 when they kind of go to Utah and everything's really boring. And
right. All I can think of. Have you guys seen the Ocean movies by any chance?
Yes, I own them all.
All right, so you got the two dudes from Utah, one that has the little truck.
Oh yeah, the Bachelor Brothers.
That's straight up. That has to be a scene. If they ever come to Utah, it's going to be GTA 38 in Utah, and it's just one person racing with an RC car and another racing a truck, and that's the entire game. You just have to figure out how to beat the big ass truck in this RC car. Whole game.
100%. I'm a platinum.
So what about you, Scott? What will you use for your think about a question? Answer your own question, Scott.
Wait. Oh, I was gonna bring Trevor Phillips.
Trevor, yeah. So I haven't.
Oh, I meant Nate. I'm sorry.
I'm going Arkham Knight because one, he's well planned out. I mean, he out game plans the fucking Batman, right? Sorry, as I drop a bomb there, but he outplays the Batman. He is. You really get lucky at the end of the game. He's so strategic. He's brutal as can be. Would be able to take out anybody that comes his way. Probably be able to put together an army real well. Yeah, dude, I'm bringing him along. He's gonna help me kick some butt. It is what it is.
You guys got good answers. My answer, I'm gonna be dead in like the first minute. It's gonna be rough.
You're gonna have to start sticking with us here. It's because
one of you guys just find me and Trevor and save us. Like we're gonna need the help.
I'm coming for you, boy.
We got you. We're on our way.
That was perfect. Right, that was perfect.
Let's jump in here. We do have a little bit of not so breaking news since it is, most of it's sometime throughout the week here. Blizzard news, actually quite a bit of Blizzard news, if we're honest. A couple pieces. We have Jeff Kaplan, who has officially left Blizzard, not just Overwatch, but has left Blizzard after 19 years. With the company. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you think prompted Jeff to leave? Why so suddenly? Not even. I guess it wouldn't be suddenly.
Scott, you go ahead and take the reins on this one first.
Yeah,
I have no idea, but I am more curious to see how this affects Overwatch 2. This has got to be creative differences. This has to be. I don't know what else would have sparked this, but that's just where my head's at.
That's valid.
That's interesting, yeah.
But I'm speculating, 100% speculating.
I am also going to go on the speculating little rant here. To me, there's three things that possibly could happen. There could be what Scott said in a difference in opinion, or it could be the Zack Snyder thing where, something's going on at home where you kind of have to, health-wise or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? So there's that, or there's one more. Oh, there's one more.
What you got?
He was just done, and he decided it was time to go. He's just
tired.
I mean, there's
company. Yeah, I get that. Doodles, go ahead.
I mean, you can't say he didn't achieve anything with Overwatch. So,
no, not at all. I mean, if you're working for Blizzard, he's one of the main producers of WoW. So, I mean, between WoW and Overwatch and their other Blizzard titles, I mean, yeah, he's accomplished a lot in 19 years. And as a matter of fact, might I say, congratulations to you, sir, if you ever see this, and on all of your success and stuff like that, because he's earned that right. He's earned that respect from the gaming community. So whatever your future endeavor is, I wish you the best. And over the last 19 years, you brought a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of people. So I think that in itself is good. I mean, he's technically 1 year short of retirement, from getting a retirement. Yeah. But then again, with all the money that he made from these projects, you know what I mean? Like, does he really?
2 days from retirement.
2 days from retirement.
I'm too old for the. Anyway, all right. You're 100% right. I think it is creative difference. Maybe a little bit. He's tired. Whatever else. I wish he would have stuck around. So one of the things that kind of what he benefited from him being at Blizzard, even though he wasn't working on the projects, is he may still get a bit of a say. People would still come to him if they have any questions or whatever.
Oh, of course.
especially after 19 years, you would really want that experience. But the veteran leadership, really, and have him step away. I said it once and I'll say it again. RIP Overwatch 2. Without his say-so, I don't feel like it's going to meet the dreams that it set out to meet. At least, personally speaking, I don't think that'll be the case. So really,
isn't that like the second or third person from Activision/Blizzard to leave in the last month or so?
Well, that leads us to our second bit here of not so breaking news. Dun, dun, dun. All right, y'all. We also have coming from Blizzard. We got a group of former Blizzard and Epic Games employees left there. They're creating a new studio, Lightforge Studio. The first game that's I don't want to say it's been announced because it hasn't really been announced per se. But they have announced that they are going to be starting on a game. It's a kind of a Minecraft, Roblox, tabletop RPG blend. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but yeah, they're looking at creating a new studio. Should be interesting with all the things that they've learned. What do you think prompted them to why would you have to leave the studio that you're at though in order to create these games? Is it just creative difference across the board? Do we really think Blizzard at this point is trying to gain so much control they're pushing people away?
Did you say that they had a game that they were working on already that they were working on?
We're working on. I don't know if you can necessarily say that it's been announced per se, like I was mentioning, but yeah, they kind of described it as a Minecraft or Roblox.
Maybe the game got turned down and a bunch of people didn't agree with it and wanted to work on it. I don't know.
Here's my thought on that. It could be a similar situation to what Bungie went through a few years ago with the whole Activision thing. These guys we can start our own then if that's the case. We have the tools, the necessity, the experience, and all that other good stuff. And say hi to my son in his diaper in the background.
Hi, Luther.
And it definitely could be that. You know what I mean? It feels like, as I was reading that article, it feels like they tried to pull a Bungie. That's fair. And honestly, I think Bungie kind of opened the floodgates for that because it's just like DICE leaving EA. You know what I mean? There's something going on there, or even. Well, I'm not going to get into that because I was going to say BioWare leaving, EA as well or something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
I feel that, they might have enough to get it going, but they might still need the backing for distribution and all that other good stuff. So how they do that, when they do that, I don't know.
Should be interesting.
But if they do come out with it, as a fan of creators and developers and producers and stuff like that, I am obliged to support it. I am obliged to give it a shot. I gave Destiny 2 a shot after Activision, and it was actually not too bad. But I will say this.
Get to those in a moment.
Right, but I will say, well, I mean, I'm just speaking, because they're the only ones that I've ever heard of who left Activision and still survived. You know what I mean? I will give them the benefit of the doubt and try them out. You know what I mean? Keep it going. That's what I mean.
That's fair, and I'm glad that you bring it up that way. I know that the question was posed kind of not derogatorily, but accusatory of oh, what is Blizzard doing? But in all reality, I think it is just a creative freedom. When you have a big studio that is very as detail oriented as Blizzard is, they definitely like to keep control of things, and so it's got to be a creative freedom. They just want to be able to create the game they want to create on their own terms. It can't, can't necessarily put blame on anybody for that. So yeah, I would absolutely agree with you there. We do have a little bit more not so breaking news. We'll try to get through these a little bit faster. We're going to move on to PlayStation and Sony for the next little bit here. Couple things. We're going to start with God of War sequel. It's been delayed. Not officially announced because they haven't said jack about this game. They haven't told us anything.
Well, honestly, this is kind of inevitable when you think about it.
It's so inevitable. But how long is
so Thanos?
It is.
Yeah, it's Thanos.
It's Thanos 2020. It caused all of it.
It's Thanos.
2020 messed with a lot of things, and that's it's rough how much pressure it's putting on the video game world. I would have thought a global pandemic would put this much pressure on the video game community, like creating games, playing games, because that's all we want to do. So suddenly there's a high demand, and they just weren't ready for the demand of it, right? So
yeah,
it's to be expected at this point, and I hate it. I'm so sick of saying, like, every week I come on here and I'm like, I want to give you guys great news, but like it's always a delay. It's always a delay. There's another game that's been pushed back, and it's hard. It's hurting my soul a little bit. Like my heart breaks every time I see the word delay in video game news. It's hard.
I'm still thinking about that Harry Potter what was it? That Harry Potter RPG. Oh man. I want to play that.
Yeah. Is that No, it was the Lord of the Rings one that got canceled. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would. We've missed it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know if I can give J.K. Rowling's any more money at this point.
Fair. Yeah.
But PlayStation is ultimately. We'll throw some more not so breaking news up. Sony is trying to make it up to us at least a little bit. All right, and I think that's what this is. So we have the play at home update going here. So we're going to be getting we're not getting any new games with play at home. I know that's kind of what we've gotten at the beginning of the year. It's what we got last year was new games. We're getting a lot of in-game content now. So we're getting like Rocket League, for example, is going to be getting a pack, PlayStation exclusive pack. It has tires and banners and all sorts of fun stuff. So I mean, it sounds like they're trying. Call of Duty is on that list. You'll be getting some credits. There's a few others. But yeah, play at home update going on. Have you guys had a chance to look at that list?
No, I haven't actually.
I was about to say I haven't gotten a chance to see it.
All right.
But there is something while we're on the topic of PlayStation though. I saw an article come out saying that going into 2022, PlayStation 5s will still be scarce.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you. That is our next bit of not so breaking news.
I was waiting. I figured that was going to be the next one, and I didn't want to say it. Oh man, I'm so mad at it.
No,
I really don't want to play. I don't want to pay no damn scalper for no PlayStation, man. But
not doing it.
If I get one at a good price, I just might.
Yeah. This is just it's unreal. You shouldn't have released this console at this point. You shouldn't.
It was disrespectful. And you know what? I can't say that just for PlayStation. I can say that for Xbox too. You know what I mean? Like for Xbox Series X. We're in a global pandemic, and I understand you want to reach the millions and make your money and stuff like that. But if you had waited,
push it back. So if you're going to push, especially Xbox, we're going to use Xbox as an example here. And hell, we could even use PlayStation if we want to push some buttons here. Yes, it would suck that the next gen consoles haven't come out yet, but at least there would be not be a supply issue, really.
Right.
Assuming there'd be some supply, right? So push the console back to match the Halo Infinite release.
I was thinking that same thing. I am so glad you said that because that just makes sense.
It makes sense. Push the PlayStation 5 release to when God of War comes
out, or whenever they decide they want to drop another Spider-Man game, which honestly, I still think they should have pushed that back too. And I haven't even played the game yet.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. It was short.
The Miles Morales one?
It was short, but it was good.
Yeah, see,
pretty quickly after the first one, didn't it? There wasn't much delay between when we got the first and the second.
Which I appreciated because Spider-Man left with a cliffhanger with the whole Miles Morales bit. But yeah, I appreciate them coming back to it and picking it up as quickly as they did.
Well, you want to know something crazy about that, Scott? They might have already had that developed already, and they did really good by keeping it under wraps.
Probably.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And plus, not to mention,
Ooh,
with
that's
PS5
good.
coming out, they already had the technology to work on the renderings and all that good stuff. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Dang.
Hard to
Who
say.
knows?
No, that's you make a
knows?
very valid point there. They may have done a real good job of keeping that under wraps. That's a
Right.
valid point.
I blame that on Marvel. 'Cause
They're
where's
very
Mark Ruffalo
Oh,
when you need him?
please don't give Nate another chance to bash on Marvel. We know he wants it.
bash on Marvel. They're just
Well, no, I'm like, where's Mark Ruffalo when you need him? You know what I mean? Like,
I do
where's
enjoy
Tom
Mark
Holland?
Ruffalo.
Where are our spoilers at? You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
that's where I'm looking at.
right.
Yeah.
They have to put him. They basically muzzle Tom Holland because he just tells so much. Just gives everything.
Yeah.
And I want to say for the record, I do not hate Marvel. Okay, I have seen all the movies. I read the comics. But their storytelling is not as emotionally heavy as DC and Batman, and I relate to DC more because they deal with mental illness, and I got a lot of them. So I don't hate Marvel. I don't.
I think I see where you're coming from. Marvel does great live action. DC does very, very good animated.
The comic books, in my opinion, are better.
Yeah, I was about to say even the comic books are a little bit on par.
Okay,
There's only one who can keep up with that, and that would be Captain America. And maybe some of the Wolverine comics, but that's about it.
Really. Let me throw it to you this way. All right. I'm gonna compare Civil War to say. Oh, I'm trying to think of which one I think would be best. We'll get there. New 52 is probably the direction I'm gonna lean here. But anyway, all right. So you got Civil War, Marvel's Civil War. There are 12 stories that you have to follow that are each combined in with each other. Now, don't get me wrong, New 52, and especially the Endgame series, is very similar. They're all bound, but they're they're more related to their own story. I don't have to read all of them just to get the story. Like, I have all of Nightwing New 52, and I can read that on its own without feeling like I have to go in and now read the Joker's line and read Harley Quinn's line. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did and will again, but still, that's my point. They read better to me. That's my argument. If you guys want to fight,
totally fair.
How about that?
I like, for real. Leave a comment on that one. I will fight you all. We're gonna move on though. We're just gonna go quickly and just right into the next topic here. So y'all, we're gonna break in. We have two topics that we're gonna be talking about today. So two, mostly because they just released. We're gonna cover Assassin's Creed: Wrath of the Druids, the new DLC for the season pass with Assassin's Creed. So I had a chance to dive into this. Couple things. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. We're gonna break down a story for you. We're gonna reel here for a second, and I'm gonna explain what happened. Okay, my luck with Assassin's Creed has been the single worst luck in the history of video games. I am surprised I still play this game, y'all. Like, for real. I have put 300. Okay, for anybody that knows the game. Okay, if you know the game, you're gonna understand this. It took me 300 hours to finally defeat the instrument. If you know the game, you know what I'm talking about. 300 hours just to get to that point because of how often it reset. Now, that said, I'm going to tell you a little story about last weekend. Last weekend, I sent a text to none other than the wonderful Mr. Doodly-Doo.
Hello.
Text. It was nice and early in the morning, and I said, "Hey, yo, you want to play some video games today?" And nothing, no answer.
Probably
right?
no answer.
So I'm like, okay, not a big deal. I'm gonna start. I have gathered up. I have done every single map except for Sussex, because the moment that you get done there, that's kind of the continuation of the story, and they make it very clear. Yo, you gotta complete the entire map before you go here. So I completed the entire map before I went there, and then I waited because I'm like, you know what? Wrath of the Druids is next week. If I go in here, I'm gonna be playing this for a long time, and I don't want to be in the middle of it when this releases. So I text Doodles, back to the main part of the story here. I text Doodles and I say, "Yo, let's play some video games." Nothing. No answer. Nothing.
You ghosted him?
I'm just waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? Fine. I have time. It's like 11 o'clock right now. I got all day to play. I'm gonna do this. So I pull it up and I hit. Okay, I will pledge to Sussex. I'm gonna go save who I need to save. No spoilers here. Again, it's actually pretty far in the game. 30 seconds later. 30 seconds, and I am not exaggerating this. I did not have time to get out of the building that I was standing in. I get a text from Doodles. Yeah, sure, I'll play video games. You want to play some Rocket League? And just like that, like I'm not gonna say no to Doodles when I just asked if he wants to play. So now here I am. I am committed to Sussex, and I ain't about to play the game. So yeah. So I had to carry that all the way over. Started playing this weekend. Actually played yesterday. Man, that thing was like 3-4 hours long. So I'm like, it's Saturday. I got to get through this. Man, it is a 3-4 hour storyline that I finally made it through this morning. And I'm like, all right. I gotta try to get this done. So in long story short, I'm gonna say all of that in one sentence here. I did not get to play this game, the DLC, as much as I would have liked, but I feel like I got a good 3 hours out of I looked it up. It's like a 10-hour storyline, 10 to 12 hours based off how much time you want to spend. So I got a good 3 hours in. So I feel like I got in there, but man, this video game is the worst.
So
it's the worst. How do I? Anyway, go ahead.
What we're getting from the story is that Doodles didn't actually
prevented me from playing the game last week.
Oh, so it's just saying. I did get back to him, and I asked him if he wanted to play games. He asked me. I don't know why I'm the bad guy.
Did we end up playing Rocket League or Fall Guys last week?
I think we played Rocket League. Yeah, it was Rocket League.
Hey, you're missing out, man. You need to come join us. You need to. We're playing at weird times.
As you can tell, my house is a mess, and I am tired. I barely.
First try point there. Boom.
Yeah, there it is. Wait, I gotta think correctly. So if I turn that way, that means it's stop. Nope, it's
this is really good for if you're listening to the audio later. This is like a really good audio medium.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not getting rid of that. That is here to stay.
That is staying.
We will have this. All right, y'all. Let me go over the game just a little bit with you. So as always, really with any of the DLCs that they've released so far, you get a new arrival in the village. They come via boat. This one turns out to be a trader from Ireland who happens to know Hytham. Gets you a real quick in with them. They are carrying a letter from a king in Ireland who is asking for you specifically. We have no idea who this king is, but they very much know who you are. It's kind of weird. Okay, y'all. So it's the entire game itself is very tedious. It is a lot of small things for little to no reward. It is very, very tedious. That is the only word that I can use. So the first thing that you have to do before you even get to head over to Ireland is you get to do the tedious task of heading and clearing a barricade, which is still in Britain. Okay, so cool. All right, fine. Once you clear that, you're good to go to Ireland, and you just say, oh, and it's like, why did I need to clear the blockade? Like, why was that in a part that was added? It's a lot of cutscenes as well. So you're doing small menial tasks up until you get to these cutscenes, and then it's a cutscene. So I feel like now that I'm a couple hours into the into this DLC, into Wrath of the Druids, I feel like now I am starting to get a little bit into what we're actually supposed to be doing here. So
you're an Irish assassin now.
Essentially, you're an Irish assassin. So the entire point of this DLC is less about establishing alliances and more about establishing trading posts. So you're meeting with this trader, and they have different trading posts that you have to go clear out. And then once you clear it out, you can build the establishment, and you're trying to move as much of this new stuff as you possibly can. All while dealing with the King of Dublin. I'm not gonna say who it is, by the way. Like it's not like it's that big of a spoiler.
It's not Boris Johnson, is it?
It's what?
Hey, it sounds to me like you're about to start Brexit, bruh.
We're jumping right into Brexit. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
It feels like it from the way you broke it down for me.
We're going to be separating. We are
separating.
I just appreciate the play on words. It's like two words that are different, but it's called Brexit, and it's like they're Brexiting. So that's kind of a fun. Yeah. So that was kind of a fun pun moment that we had there. So I'm glad that we had that.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. I love puns. Puns are the best. We can throw more puns in there. Please, by all means, throw in your puns. Everybody, please throw us your puns. If you want us to read your puns aloud, please throw us your puns. Anyway, puns. Right, so beyond just dealing with the trading side of things, the king did summon you there essentially for a specific reason, right? So the story is essentially Ireland is run by multiple kings. There's a lot of them. It's not like it's, anything like Britain where it's a couple jarls and one king, or Norway rather, where it's a jarl and a king, whatever else. It's basically just a bunch of kings. And then there is one king that is trying to combine everything under one rule. But the king that you're going to visit, the King of Dublin, fun fact, that is the first city that you get in Ireland, is of course Dublin. Once you get there, he's trying to cement his place as the King of Dublin. So even if everything else kind of ties in together, he is trying to remain just the King of Dublin so he can pass it on to his kids, whatever else. So you're actually trying to find a way to keep him in his throne. So it's a two-sided, almost a coin effect. You're bouncing between the two different challenge sets, trying to build things while also figure out how you can take down the people that are trying to stop everything. Really, I don't know. I kind of trailed off there at the end, but essentially you have two different stories that you're fighting with. You get a few different additions, so new things added to the chest. It used to be that you're just getting like leather or fabric or coins. You are now able to get clothing from chests. I haven't fully figured out how it's used, but it looks like it is used in trading in this particular DLC. And we're also getting new armor sets. So we get a new druidic armor set, we get a Celtic armor set, and a ceremonial sickle.
Hey, that doesn't sound too bad at all.
Okay.
For all the time you had to wait, they finally threw a lot more in that chest for y'all. Finally,
they did. Yes.
Yep.
So it's been a long ride trying to get to this particular point. I'm actually more upset at this point. So I'm gonna gripe about the actual game before I jump back into the DLC. I'm actually more upset right now with the amount of buildup that you get for Sussex. It's a lot. You literally clear the map before going here, and it's not even the end of the game. Like it's built up as if this is the final map, the final mission, the final siege, and it's not. And I have no idea how much of the story I have left. So complaining about that plays into this. I mean, we have this new DLC. I'm not even completed with the story yet, and I have another 10-hour DLC that I have to try to complete because I can't go back. I just head back to Britain at this point. Like I'm in Ireland. I gotta see this story out. So my biggest thoughts on this particular game, if you haven't caught on, it is long. It is such a long DLC. I should be expecting it. I should be expecting it. Like, let's be honest here. It's from the beginning. It's how this game is played. But it is so long. It is so tedious. You're doing silly things for silly reasons. And I hope that it all comes together in the end. But as of right now, I am having a bit of a hard time getting into the world. I don't feel like the world looks that much different than Britain. So here's to hoping that the story, which I haven't even got into the druidic side of things yet. I haven't met any of the dark, crazy characters that if they set up as like almost a horror type feel. I haven't gotten there yet. So I am really hoping that over the next little bit, Scott will stop distracting me and I will be able to complete the DLC because it's been all right. It's a lot of cutscenes and it's a lot of tediousness. And that's my official review of the of Assassin's Creed Wrath of the Druids. Here's hoping that's kind of the whole extent there. You guys haven't had a chance to play much of Assassin's Creed yet, have you?
No.
Nope, not yet. I haven't had a chance.
Oh, man, y'all are missing out. It is a fun game. It really is. It's just long. So know that you're going to put in some dedication, but Yeah. Anyway, really enjoying it. Just long. It's it is an interesting take as well. I kind of mentioned before, it's two sides of one coin, right? You're trying to do both trading and figure out the whole assassin side of things. So
Right.
we can,
And I mean, I've been like really like just been playing a lot of Destiny 2. They just dropped a new season recently. And I've been playing Call of Duty as well whenever I can with some of my friends, my childhood friends and stuff like that. So it's not that I didn't want to play Assassin's Creed. It's just that I've been so caught up with that. Oh, we totally forgot to talk about that, didn't we?
We forgot to talk about Destiny 2. We're gonna go back and we're doing more not so breaking news.
Totally forgot about that.
Right, we totally forgot. Like, it's on my list too, and we completely forgot it. So we're gonna break it up. We're gonna do a little bit more news, specifically surrounding Destiny 2. Their crossplay servers went live early, completely accidentally. They ended up removing it again, but it went live. And Jay, you were playing at the time when it went
I was
live.
at the bottom end of the stick on that shit. Oh my god, it was so bad. I mean, it was like, oh my, how should I put this? When you jump into Verdansk for the first time in Call of Duty and you get sniped, your whole team gets sniped from more than 2,000 yards or 2,000 meters away, or whatever the case is, from the opposite side of the map, because someone's got a little box with your name on it and they're hitting you. That's what it felt like. I have never been so discouraged to put the controller down. And my wife at the time, she was sitting here on the phone with her best friend, and I'm sitting here yelling at my monitor like, this is bullshit. You hear my partners yelling the same thing, like, this is Crucible, you know what I mean? Like, it's a 6v6 and we're dying like it's nothing. Wait a second, this is Gambit. Like, this shouldn't be happening in Gambit. They shouldn't be able to pick up where your location is in Gambit unless you read the rotation. You know what I mean? Like, if you know the rotation, okay, that's fine. But if you don't read the rotation, that's the whole point. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the fact that we were getting hit left and right as soon as we popped in Gambit, and as soon as we spawned it, we were getting spawn killed like it was nothing. It was rough. I can see you getting mad. You're right now. He's just sitting here, just like, I will end all. No, I get it. It was. I love crossplay. Crossplay as a whole is such a fantastic idea. It's. I want to be able to play with anybody anywhere, but it is a different competition, mouse and keyboard versus controller. It is a completely different competition. And I love the idea of what Xbox has kind of recently announced with some things and some different games of if you're playing on controller, you get to play other controllers. Like, that's it. That's that should be the golden standard. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or not. If you're playing on controller, mouse, and keyboard.
And I don't like to separate it like that, but let's be honest, like, there are so many different capabilities that each one has. Yes, controllers have kind of that the aim assist, but you're not going to get precision the way you can from a
mouse. Yeah. And you know what? I actually thought about going out and, reaching out to Steel Series and be like, yo, I will sponsor your guys' stuff if you give me a mouse and keyboard setup for my PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5 when I get it. Like, maybe I should do something. I've actually considered it, because that's how much you're getting, you're getting owned in these games, man. And it especially, I'm more of a PvP slash it goes PvP then PvE for me, not PvE then PvP. But I do follow the storyline and things, but that is my natural order, is to gravitate toward PvP than it would be to PvE first. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather check it out, give me a chance to use some new guns or whatever the case may be. But that's just me.
Yeah, but man, I feel that. Like, the PvE versus the PvP side of things, I'm definitely leaning towards the PvE, but I could see it. The Crucible on Destiny is pretty solid for sure.
Right. And to have, spawn kill after spawn kill after spawn kill.
Yeah.
How is one team scoring 86 points and the other team has 4?
Yeah, that's
That's
that
not
comes
fair.
straight back to the accuracy of
Like-
mouse and keyboard, man. That's not fair. That's
So there, I mean, I was like I said, I was on the brand end of that, and there are definitely some things that, ooh, that was a nice car. Things that need to, yeah, pretty much, yeah. That is my squirrel moment. It was a nice Audi R8 that passed by my house. So
Oh, nice.
Audis.
I get a
nice.
lot of those come through here, but not like that. That was wild. But yeah, that's what I was dealing with there.
See, it sounds terrible. But you did switch over games. I know for a fact you ended up you were able to play a little bit of our next topic here. We're gonna go ahead and jump in now and talk Mass Effect. We're Mass Effect Legendary Edition at this point. Jay, what are your thoughts? How is it? Tell us about it.
It was great. You know what? Hold on one second. Let me get a strawberry for this. I gotta get a strawberry for this one. Oh no, I dropped it on my keyboard.
Is that how good the game was? You went to eat it?
Is drop a strawberry on your keyboard good?
No!
No, God! No, God, please, no!
It's on my keyboard.
All right. Why are you eating over your keyboard? Even I have my pizza over here. Like you take your bites over here, man.
Well,
you don't eat
my wife had made like a strawberry shortcake and it's delicious, but I don't want to. You know, the rest of my desk is so messy right now. But
did you bring the rest? Did you bring some for the rest of the class?
My wife has some left over.
That does me a lot of good when you're like 3 states over, huh? Wrong way.
Arizona. There we go. Yeah.
Forgive you. I forgive you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, I'll just watch you two as you guys have fun.
It's all right, Scott.
I don't want to be a bother, you know.
It's okay, Scott. We got you.
Okay.
When I first loaded, now this is the thing with me. I didn't get a chance to play Mass Effect 1.
Okay.
Because it was on Xbox, and then EA Play had it, and I tried playing it on Xbox, but I just can't. I can't do the Xbox controller. I know it's technically supposed to be the same. I can't get on board with it. You know what I mean? Because it just wasn't me. Plus, it was in my room, and it wasn't on a good TV, and all that other good stuff. So I kind of let it go. But I did get a chance to play Mass Effect 2 and 3 on PlayStation 3, both for both of those. And I loved as we talked about in our previous Mass Effect episode, love both of them.
Big fan.
2 is still my favorite one, but I'm playing 1 right now.
Yeah.
On PlayStation, which is so nice. Oh man, it is so nostalgic. It is so great. They did really good, like compared to the Xbox version, because that's the only thing that I can do is compare it between the Xbox 360 version and this one. You can definitely tell there was a lot cleaned up there.
Yeah.
And it looks so well detailed, looks well organized. To me personally, it is easier to navigate. The firing is a lot better. The getting behind cover is a lot better. The storyline still just pops at you. Now, I got 2 hours and 43 minutes into Mass Effect 1. And that was the night I sent you guys that picture. And that was me being up real late to play that. And I got to tell you, I am waiting till like tomorrow night. I can't do it tonight, but no.
I get that.
Tomorrow leading into Tuesday, because that's when my next off day is. And I might just be playing this one a little bit more than Destiny. I'm not going to lie. Don't get me wrong. Season of Splicer is cool. Okay. But when Mass Effect comes around, it's one of those games that I have to drop everything and I just have to dive straight into. So when I do, make sure you guys check out Jay Moore, the Gaming Dad.
Do it.
Because I am going to be streaming it live.
Oh, nice. All right, let's talk then. So I know you didn't get to play the first one originally. All right. So we're moving. We're kind of doing this for the first time with it new and pretty. What are some of the biggest differences though that you really noticed in the game compared to the original? And you can kind of compare it to the ones that you have played, of course. But what's the biggest difference? What have they improved about this game?
They definitely improved the gameplay dynamic. The movements, the smooth rendering, the graphics, everything. It just feels like in Mass Effect 1 anyway. They said that you're gonna see those a lot more in Mass Effect 2, and 3 because they came out a little bit later for PS3 and stuff like that. But I feel a lot with Mass Effect. Like it just feels so much more smoother to play. It's not grainy, and it's not like you turn the brightness up on your TV or nothing like that. Like it is a lot more cleaner and clearer to play this game compared to compared to what I played, on Xbox or Xbox
back
360.
long time ago. Yeah, I
right.
That we have Chaz who just downloaded this as well. Chaz, of course, one of the our Gaggle of Geeks friends here. He's with the Gaggle of Geeks movie, TV show, the rest of the podcast. So definitely make sure to check out Chaz. But I want to throw him up there. He's been playing a lot of games. We're hoping to get him on the show here soon. We'll cross that bridge in a little bit, but going to be a great game. Going to be a great game, and it's good to hear that it is a little more smooth with things. Is there any changes that they made to the game that you haven't been a fan of yet compared to the other games?
No, absolutely not. And even if there were, there'll probably be minor. To be honest with you, that's just how in tune with the storyline I am, though. You know what I mean? Like when I first played Mass Effect 2, I was like, oh, this game is dope. I'm with this. You know what I mean? Like this is something I could get used to.
Yeah.
But when I started playing Mass Effect 1, I was like, oh, there's a Krogan, let's go. Like I was all into it, man. Like it brought back so much. And being a Mass Effect veteran and playing these games, it really felt good, and I even made the character look as close to me as possible. It's not, but see, here are some of the things that change though. When you're doing character creation, there actually is like a little code box there that you can copy and paste onto Mass Effect 2 and in Mass Effect 3. So you don't have to completely recreate your character again. You can also choose in this one, in Mass Effect 1, whether or not you want to be male or female. In Mass Effect 1, way back when, you could not do that. Now you can. And I think that's a cool thing. Give us a chance to play women. Now, on my next playthrough of Mass Effect 1, because I do plan to play all three of these games again, I will probably play them twice each. I plan to do one as male and then one as female. So I don't think there would be really too much of a difference there, but I still think it's pretty badass that you get the chance to choose that, and you have a code that you have to copy that you can copy on to Mass Effect 2 and 3. When you first load up the game, it'll tell you which Mass Effect do you want to start. And I automatically was like, oh, there's no way I'm playing this Mass Effect 1.
So is it similar to like the Master Chief Collection, where it's like one menu and it just says, hey, which game do you want to select? Which game do you want to select?
Exactly. It's just like that.
All right. Well, let me get your opinion on a couple other things here then. So it was, again, not quite announced. A lot of this is kind of rumor from trusted sources, but still nothing has been officially announced. But they have been talking about bringing the Mass Effect multiplayer experience to the game. What are your thoughts? Feel it's necessary at this point?
As much as I would want that to happen, and trust me, I do. I think that's just all scuttlebutt, man. That's just all rumor mill. You know what I mean? Like they've been talking about Mass Effect multiplayer for the longest time. I mean, like the longest time. The one that comes closer to this, if they were to do like a multiplayer, it would have to be like Apex Legends. You know what I mean? Like it has that feel, that Apex feel. If they did something like that, that's how it would have to be. You know what I mean? Because it meets in that whole universal thing. Either that or give it along the lines of like, not as cheesy, but like Borderlands type deal. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do something like that,
that'd be cool. See,
I don't know. It's hard to come up with, you know, a general consensus for a Mass Effect multiplayer online. Because if they were gonna do that, then EA should have did that a long time ago. And if they did do that, they would probably still be a relevant thing. I don't think BioWare would have went out of business, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Had they had that would be that would be their biggest cash cow, and it, you know what I mean? Like it would take a lot.
They could easily, now that they've released this game, they could easily release a multiplayer, much like Fortnite, Call of Duty has done, Apex, you know, all of these. It's basically a spin-off of the original, but it's still its own game. Make it its own separate thing versus trying to add it into this world. I mean, yeah, you could go full Master Chief Collection and have everything built in, and suddenly it's, you know, you have different worlds within this game. But, you know, just make it a separate thing. If it's especially for something that isn't known for its multiplayer.
Right.
You know?
And whatever they do not make it a battle royale type game. It just won't. That would just, don't make it a BR game.
Yeah, we don't need another one.
It's not that we don't need another one, but I don't think Mass Effect fits in the BR world.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, Mass Effect doesn't fit there. I would agree with you there. That's a valid point.
That's just like Destiny coming out with a BR. If they did that, then I'm never playing again.
And that's the same thing I was saying about Battlefield. They did it.
Well, we'll see with Battlefield though. That's different though, because Battlefield's still good. You know what I mean? Like they're still a good series. You know, it's not a bad title. So I can see that happening with Battlefield. But as far as Mass Effect goes, I can't see that happening.
I just kind of want to go back to the classics. Okay, I will be fair though. As I say that, let's go back to the classics. Let's be fair for a second here. We all complained when we were getting copy-paste Call of Duty. When it was the same game, same skin, same everything. So I don't necessarily want to go back to the classics, but like, why overcomplicate things as much as we do? You know, like, why do we have to have it in a cash grab scheme, and we have to have it in a story mode scheme, and you gotta buy your zombies separately as well. You know, zombie mode is a completely different mode. That's another $40. Wrath of the Druids was a $40, DLC at this point. So if you're going to do this, I guess where I'm going with this is if you're going to do this, if you're going to add the multiplayer, make it separate, make it in, but at the same time, include it in with the game. I'm not buying two separate. Right. Make it free or buy the Legendary Edition and you get it as a part of it. I don't know what I'm looking for at this point. If I'm completely
it's crazy because like when I first bought this game, I didn't think it was going to be like $60. I thought it was going to be like $80. This was a $59.99 game.
3 games for $60. That's basically $20 a piece.
And with all the improvements that they made with this, it's worth the money. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna and I agree with you, if you're gonna do something like this, have like a free DLC for the game. Sorry, there's someone walking by my car, and I don't trust people walking by my car.
You're all right. That happens.
So that's why, I agree with you. Make it a free DLC. Don't make it or make it an entirely different game, but change the experience and how things are done in the game. But being is that BioWare is no longer a business.
I don't know how they would I don't know. I'm still having a hard time translating it in my mind based off the small amount I played of Mass Effect when I played Mass Effect back in the day. I haven't played Legendary Edition. Again, I've been doing the Wrath of the Druids here. I don't remember it being a game that could translate super well into a multiplayer universe, though. So
no, not at all. And I think they tried that with Andromeda too, and that did not go so well.
Oh yeah, Andromeda was a thing. I completely forgot Andromeda was a thing. Like that's just been blacked out in my head. Like
yeah, and Andromeda was supposed to happen before Shepard's story.
Oh yeah, I played Andromeda.
Oh, I did too. And
well, was it okay? So Andromeda, wasn't that like what was that exactly? I thought it was like a prequel of some sort.
It was a prequel. It's technically a story before Shepard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with the story. I just thought it was just Mass Effect. It was a fun game.
Yeah.
You know, let's really think about it for a second here. I think the first big bungle of a game drop. No. Okay, we'd have to look it up. Okay, 2 games that come to mind. So we have Assassin's Creed that had all of its issues coming out. We had Cyberpunk that had all its issues coming out. Sorry, we'll get to how my brain got here in a moment. But so we have all of these games that came out and were essentially broken. I mean, that's the best term to really use for it. There were so many bugs that it really wasn't even worth the release. I would say Andromeda and Anthem are the 2 games that came out because they were
hyped
together, but they were hyped the ever living crap out of. They were going to be so good, and then they weren't. You know,
I don't know if it was quite as much as Anthem. I didn't see it as much, but I do recall Andromeda being a kind of a letdown for the fans of the series. Mm-hmm. It wasn't.
It was more of like the gameplay aspects. It wasn't so much the story. I thought it was a great story. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed it, but there was a lot of choppiness. There was a lot of glitches in the game, and for it to be a non-online game and have this much issue, was the problem.
And you make a valid point there. Non-online game, like. Online games are going to get bungled from time to time. Things are going to happen. Things are going to break, whatever else. But like, if you release a single player game, just like make it work.
Yeah.
Make it work. I'm not even asking for it to be a great game. Just make it work. I feel so negative sometimes, y'all. I really do. If I'm honest with you, when I feel my madness, when I get angry about all things video games, I feel like I'm just irrationally mad about it for no reason. But make your game work. Like, I don't think. Anyway, all right, y'all. We'll go ahead. So, with the remake, Jay, what would you rate the remake compared to what you rated the originals?
The highest of the highest. It's worth the $60. You're getting 3 games that have been completely remastered from 2007 to 2010, I believe. In that span, or 2012 or whenever, you know what I mean? But you have these games from the past that have been completely re-rendered, with easier dynamics to play in the games. It just feels comfortable in your hands. I say it gets one of the highest awards. Now, I'm sure there are flaws in the game. Don't get me wrong. There are probably going to be flaws like there are in any game. No game is perfect. I can't give it a perfect score, but I can give it one below a perfect score. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about this game. And that's just not me being a fan of Mass Effect. That's just me being, like, hey, they actually put in the time and the work for this, and they announced it pretty well. It was a digital download for me. I didn't, because I don't have a hard copy. God, Lord knows I want one, but
it'll get there.
Good. It's good, and I've enjoyed the small amount of Mass Effect 1 that I have played. Like I said, it's just bringing it back for me. You know what I mean? It's bringing it back for me, but it's also introducing me into a new storyline at that too. So I'm super stoked about this because, like I said, I didn't really finish Mass Effect 1. And I actually kind of just got to the place where I kind of stopped playing. So the fact that I'm actually here now, it means like, okay, this is cool. New storyline, compared to 2 and 3, but it's good. If you're going to spend $60 on a game, this is the game that you do it on when you have 3 games in one. It's a legendary edition, so it's perfect. It's great. Go out and buy it.
Love it. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good review. I think, honestly, you've convinced me to get it. Doodles, have you? What are your thoughts on the game based off what you've heard? I know you didn't get an opportunity to play either of these, so unfortunately, weren't able to add too much. What have you been playing? Let's go ahead and give you a second as well. We'll give you a moment to talk. What have you been playing, good sir?
I've been playing a little bit of GTA again. I just finished Borderlands 3. So let's see. So I've just been playing GTA. I've been getting into it, doing heists, and they've been adding a bunch into the game. They've been doing a really good justice. I mean, although I really think they should move on and get to GTA 6 sometime soon. But no, GTA 5 is still holding up. It's still out there. It's still awesome.
All right.
What if they are making a GTA 6?
They probably are. I mean,
and they're being real good about keeping it under wraps by giving you DLCs for Grand Theft Auto Online.
Oh yeah, they keep adding them out. So it's like the ultimate ninja dust distraction.
All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead. I think we've reached our time here. It's been a fun episode. We have a few different games to talk about. I would say both games are ultimately worth it. The part that makes Wrath of the Druids so worth it is a DLC. It is an expensive season pass to get it. I kind of mentioned that, but you're getting other things with it. You still get your Beowulf. You still get everything. So I think the Wrath of the Druids is ultimately worth it. Jay, of course, saying there that Mass Effect, a Legendary Edition, is definitely worth the money. So definitely give it a try there. You've convinced me to get it myself. Other than that, we'll go ahead and let's start wrapping things up here, guys. First things first, I do want to remind you to go check out the merch store. All of it's available on our link tree, so please go check that out. A huge shout out to Patrick Beatty. He's the one that kind of put this all together. So we always like to give him a quick shout out.
Thanks, Patrick.
That'll be coming up here soon, so wait on some really big announcements. I'm gonna go ahead and tease a little bit. There may or may not be a streaming what's the term to use?
Event.
There may be some new streaming events happening. So I'll leave you guys with that. Jay, where can our viewers find you?
You can just find me on Jay Moore on Facebook and JMoore021 at Twitter if you guys want to get a hold of me.
All right, and then also make sure to go check out his channels, Jay Moore, the Gaming Dad. We want to make sure that that you can get his views there. We have as well, Doodles. What have you been up to? Where can our viewers catch you?
Well, same thing as always. Eventually, you'll catch me on Twitch. To doodly do. That's the thing, and that's what the plan is.
Start memorizing those because you will need them here shortly. Doodles, the doodly do is his Twitch. Jay, what is your Twitch? Is it also the Gaming Dad?
No. My Twitch is not really that active at all.
Well, it's a we'll get that all figured out. Don't you worry about that. We'll cross that bridge here in a moment. I am, of course, NatesLegend. All right, guys. So first things first, we will be having some super large announcements shortly. So please bear with us on that as we solidify some details. But we're hoping to get, ultimately, my goal, I want to bring everybody in a little bit more. I want to get your guys' conversation, bring you in, have all of anybody watching, commenting, being a part of the action. We want your opinions on things. So that is over the next few weeks, the changes that we're going to make are going to be with that in mind. We're going to be trying to do that. So yeah, anyway, catch me. Make sure to follow me at NatesLegend there. Follow us on Twitch. Oh, let me pull all these up. I didn't transfer it all over. It's all good. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, all of those. Guys, as always, as I get things pulled up to get us ready to go, as always, please take care of your mental health. Speaking of which, actually, before I go, sorry, as we get even more distracted, guys, all the distractions. May is Mental Health Awareness. I say it at the end of every episode, but please go get your mental health checked. It's not always about getting meds. It's not always about, seeing a therapist. It's not always about exercising. You got to find what's best for you. So whatever that may be, please go get your mental health checked. It really is super important. So anyway, that said, take care of your mental health. And as always, guys, keep gaming.